Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. So right away, I'm getting some tingling on my crown chakra. And what that tells me is we are going to be channeling some messages at the beginning of this reading related to some sort of divine activation taking place within you and within your life. Maybe your spirit guides are trying to reach you or communicate with you. Now, of course, I know that we all conceptualize the divine forces guiding our lives in different ways. So if you don't refer to that divine guidance as spirit guides, these could be angels, this could be God, the universe, the divine. But I'm picking up that your spirit guides might be trying to communicate with you through either dreams or through signs and symbols in your daily life. Now, I will say, for some reason, I heard sleep paralysis, but also lucid dreaming. So there might be something strange happening while you're asleep, whether it's a sleep paralysis experience or suddenly becoming lucid within a dream. I'm hearing those are times where you may be able to get a more direct line of communication with that form of divine guidance, especially in those lucid dream moments. I'm hearing ask the question. So for some of you, your spirit guides might be trying to communicate with you, but they need you to open the portal in a sense, or open that outlet by asking for what you want or for what you want to know. I'm hearing if you want to know, ask for an answer or ask for a sign, because of course we all have a personal connection to the divine. And when we communicate with that divinity within ourselves through either asking for a sign of confirmation or asking for an answer to be given to us, the divine always hears us and responds to us. I'm hearing you are the priest or the priestess. You are the intermediary between yourself and the divine. Remove any other I'm hearing any other thing that you're using to rely upon to go between for yourself communicating with the divine. So maybe you've been outsourcing your guidance in some way. Of course, this can happen in many different ways, even though I am a tarot reader and an intuitive, and I personally listen to intuitive content and tarot related content because I find that it can help to be comforting and confirming along my own journey. And I know that's most likely why many of you listen to that kind of content as well. But I'm also getting that word of caution to never outsource your knowing or your guidance to another person, but to always know that anyone or anything in your life is only meant to help lead you back home to yourself. And of course, that's my goal through these readings as well, is to help you confirm to yourself what you already know. So throughout these reading experiences in these videos, I always recommend using your intuition above all else. That really is the compass of your life. And so I'm going to go ahead and get us started by shuffling the Energy Oracle cards deck. So is there anything else I can channel about this divine activation? Goddess of the Moon reversed. Okay, so yeah, there may be someone who's been either outsourcing their power or forgetting some of their power, feeling a little bit disempowered. And I'm hearing, remember that you are the priestess, you are the goddess, you are the angel, the divine is within you. You are the powerful one. with the Angel of Love card, this is a card of unconditional love. And I'm hearing your unconditional love energy is reaching many whom you cannot see physically or who you do not necessarily interact with in the physical 3D world. I'm hearing people are watching and supporting you that you're unaware of because they might be silently watching, silently supporting, silently feeling the energy of your love. And I'm also hearing that the negatives are always the most vocal. So if you are experiencing something in your life where someone is projecting onto you, vocalizing negatives, whether it's through someone in your physical life or through an online community that you create on, know that those negatives are always more vocal, but there are many people silently gaining a huge benefit from the way in which you are sharing your energy. I'm getting the letters ARTOV, I, C, and H for someone. So those could be letters in someone's first or last name. I also noticed that spelled art. So someone here could be an artist. But I'm getting that even if you don't identify yourself traditionally as an artist, that you are an energetic artist because you are the creator and your life is like the canvas and you are painting on this canvas of your life through the way that you are exuding and sharing and channeling your energy, which everyone is channeling some kind of energy nearly all the time. We're channeling energy when we speak, when we create, when we walk, when we listen to someone, when we absorb some kind of content, even just by existing in a room or in a geographical location or in a space, we are the artist co-creating that environment energetically. And what I'm getting is that you are contributing really powerfully to the environments that you give the gift of your presence to, whether those are physical, geographical locations or social environments. So I'm hearing even virtual environments you could be co-creating, such as, of course, this virtual environment here that we are co-creating together. I'm hearing it's time. Now is the time. With patience in the reverse position, this is giving me the energy of some kind of breakthrough or turning around and something suddenly there, something clicks into place. That's what I'm getting here. So what is clicking into place for our divine collective? Some kind of support coming in with caring connections in the upright position, some kind of support that you've been asking for a long time is clicking into place because the time is now. So for some of you, this could be, of course, romantic. Maybe you are going to be receiving some kind of really supportive, loving, caring, romantic gesture or connection. I'm hearing gift. This could be a gift that comes through romantically. But for others of you, this could be a divine gift of support. Support for your soul's purpose here on earth, for your path. I'm hearing for the way that you uplift others. It's almost like someone who's always uplifting others, encouraging others, being the supporter is now clicking into place with receiving this gift of support. This support could come through in the form of a divinely inspired idea, something that feels like a sudden breakthrough. But what I'm seeing is one of those like road closure signs being lifted. So what I'm getting from the guides is it might feel like it's very sudden, but it's not sudden. It's been under construction, and that under construction sign is being lifted because it's completed. The pathway, the metaphoric road is paved and ready for you to drive on it, to move forward on it. So this might be an area of your life, whether it's love, romance, or something unrelated to love. This could be community, platonic sense of community. This could be related to money, to material things, to some kind of success you've been manifesting. But regardless, I'm seeing something stuck. It's like that under construction sign is being taken away because the path is pre-paved for you now, and you were never really stuck. You were attuned enough to your intuition to understand that for whatever reason, it wasn't time to move forward. And I'm getting that many people may have urged you forward prior to this completion, prior to this breakthrough. But for whatever reason, you just couldn't motivate yourself forward. You didn't really consciously understand why, but you recognized as someone who's very attuned to their inner guidance that for whatever reason, it wasn't time for you to hit the gas and move forward in this area of your life. And now something's going to be clicking into place. Again, this could be a breakthrough idea, someone who reaches out to you, something that comes together, support coming in love. And the energy I'm getting here is you might be wondering, why didn't I think of this earlier? Or why didn't this come to me earlier? But what I'm getting from your guides is it couldn't have come to you earlier. And if it did, it would have been a bumpy ride, meaning it wouldn't have been completed for you. It was all part of the plan with the strategy card sitting at the bottom of the deck. Of course, when something's at the bottom of the deck, it seems deeply connected to the subconscious, to what's being hidden from us consciously. So what you may not have realized as this was being prepared is that the reason you felt stuck is because something really powerful was going to be coming to you. And what you might not be realizing when this does come to you is that it couldn't have happened earlier in terms of 3D time because it wouldn't have been ready. Because I'm just getting someone's almost like beating themselves up a little bit, wondering, why didn't I take this opportunity or see this thing in this light earlier, or receive this person or this gift earlier? And I'm hearing you couldn't have received it earlier in terms of 3D time because it wasn't energetically lined up for you. Trust those feelings of what your conscious mind interprets as stuckness, because that's actually your intuition keeping you at a red light for a reason. Something powerful might be under construction for you. Now, for some of you, this might be something futuristic. So I might be channeling into something that's going to be happening for you. I saw a blackbird, a crow, possibly. That might have powerful symbolism for someone. As of when I'm recording this, prior to uploading, my internet is actually out, but I'm still able to record, just not do my uploading yet. So if you're feeling guided to look up the symbolism of a blackbird, you can, or some kind of bird that comes to mind specifically when you think of a blackbird. And you could leave it in the comments if anything there resonates with you. I usually look those up in the middle of the reading, but for whatever reason, I wasn't meant to have internet access as I was recording this video. Maybe that alone is significant for someone. Loss of connection. I'm hearing loss of connection allows you to tap in deeper. It's almost like when you're away from your devices and sometimes you feel like you can go deeper with your meditations or connect more clearly and intimately with your soul, with your inner self. Maybe this is guidance for someone to take some of that time to disconnect. I'm hearing disconnect from the frequencies of the external world and tune in to your innermost self, that pure frequency of your soul. Okay, so we also have the Sun card, and you know what I'm getting from what we're calling a breakthrough here. By the way, I know that these readings are typically more love focused, but this reading is a bit different because someone's guides were just coming through really strongly. And when I do these readings, we are actually connecting in with everyone's own personal spirit guides, they are all, in a sense, energetically part of co-creating this reading and these videos. So it's almost like someone's guides are really trying to get this through to them, which is why it's coming through so dominantly in the reading. It's almost like shouting at me, in a sense, spiritually and psychically, to get this message through. So if this is for you, do feel free to let me know in the comments section how this is resonating. If you like this kind of personal mission, soul purpose style of reading, of course, there will always be the love and romance related messages that come through as well. And maybe we'll dig more into that in the extended version of this reading. I am feeling that on Patreon, we're going to dive more intimately into your love life, your romantic life at this time. So if you are interested in knowing more about who is romantically connected with you, then feel free to tune in to our extended Patreon reading, which is linked in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But what I'm getting here is that the Sun card, this is about a next chapter. And I'm hearing cliffhanger. It's almost someone was left on a cliffhanger here for a long time. They may have even believed maybe the story is over. Again, maybe I'm stuck. Maybe I'm spiraling. I'm hearing the void between chapters, the void and the cliffhanger. And someone was in this void space for a while in terms of physical 3D time. But this is where we need to have a conversation about the way we progress in 3D versus the way we progress in 5D, because we've been ascending as a collective from a denser, more lower vibrational level of consciousness that we tend to broadly refer to as 3D. We've been shifting from that into a higher level of consciousness that we tend to refer to as 5D, the fifth dimension. And the way that we make quote unquote progress in the 3D is very different from the way we progress in the 5D. From a 3D perspective, progress tends to come through a lot of push energy, a lot of force, physical human effort and push. And this is where we get that sense of drive, motivation, forcing ourselves to do things that we don't want to do, kind of like pushing ourselves into shape spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Whereas in the fifth dimension, it's more about flow. It's about following our inner guidance, trusting our intuition, releasing programming so that we are no longer driven by those unconscious habits and belief systems that might naturally keep us in a lower vibrational place, which of course, those 3D methods of motivation and push and drive are meant to almost like force us to transcend some of those unconscious habits in lower vibrations. But the cost is 3D manifestation and progressing often leaves us feeling really drained physically, mentally, emotionally, and sometimes feeling disconnected from our own inner guidance, feeling like if we aren't constantly pushing everything into place, it's just going to fall apart. But you've ascended beyond that model of progress into the fifth dimension, where it's no longer a linear progression. It's no longer about forcing ourselves to move in certain directions and then seeing that linear day-to-day incremental progression. 5D is about quantum leaps, and quantum leaps are about energy alignment. It's about aligning ourselves internally with the energy of what we desire to manifest or physically embody, and getting so familiar with that internal vision that we begin to habitually offer that vibration, which shifts us onto a brand new timeline that aligns with that new vibration we are internally embodying. And that higher timeline automatically carries with it the unfoldment of the physical manifestations within that new reality. And when we shift timelines in the fifth dimension, this looks like what other people call a quantum leap. It looks like an overnight success. It's, for example, the difference between working, let's say, on something social media related, where every day you're incrementally maybe growing a little bit each day. Yes, over time, that would bring you growth. And of course, if that's what you feel aligned with and feel called to do, I'm definitely not trying to convince you away from following whatever your inner guidance is. However, the difference between that and 5D manifestation is kind of the equivalent of when you see someone go viral overnight or have an idea that suddenly performs extremely well. And it seems like they just came out of nowhere. Like, where did this person come from? Well, they shifted timelines. They went through a quantum leap. And the thing that people looking only at the physical don't see is that quantum leaps don't actually happen overnight. They happen as someone takes the time and care and creates the space for themselves to consciously align themselves and practice a new vibration internally until that internal dream, that internal new vibration becomes a habit of energy that they are exuding, which then naturally aligns them with that new timeline and creates this shift that other people see as a quantum leap. So I know that we're talking at a really high level here. These are what I sometimes call quantum conversations, but I also know that someone has really manifested this forth in the reading. So I hope this is reaching whoever has manifested this information. But what we have to understand here is, so in the 3D, you could think of manifesting kind of like climbing stairs. It's very predictable, very monotonous, requires a lot of exertion of energy, of effort, but it's also predictable in the sense that you know how many stairs, how many steps it's going to take you to get to that landing. And everyone sees that clear, linear, incremental progression of climbing up the stairs. But 5D manifestation is more about taking a lightning fast elevator that stops for a really long time on certain floors. This is the best clunky human language I can use at the moment to put words to the energy. As many of you know, it's very difficult to fit energetic experiences into boxes and labels and physical terms. So bear with me here. But essentially, quantum manifesting, quantum leaps, manifesting from 5D is more like you're sitting in this elevator that you know is super fast, but it's not moving. And you're watching other people climbing the stairs, making linear progress, and sometimes feeling bad about yourself because you're just sitting in this elevator. Every cell of your being is telling you it's not time, it's not time. Go within, meditate, align yourself, focus on the vision, clear your energy. So you're doing that, and then suddenly you have some kind of breakthrough moment. Maybe it's a breakthrough idea, maybe it's meeting the right person, connecting with the right opportunity, and that suddenly zooms you up to this next level. And it's almost unbelievable when it happens, but many of you have experienced this where it's like you can feel yourself just suddenly shifting into this higher reality. And once that occurs and you begin to consciously recognize that you have this power to shift yourself into higher and higher realities through this elevator, well, then it's impossible to go back to climbing the stairs because you recognize the density and the force and the push of 3D manifestation isn't necessary from this higher level perspective that you've now ascended into. And very few people understand this information. If you are someone who's come to this video and listened this far, then you are one of the rare few who actually has lightened your energy in a sense to the point of being capable of this kind of quantum shifting, this kind of fifth dimensional manifesting that very few people are going to be able to understand. And wow, I didn't expect us to be getting into this in this specific reading. But this is also why in so many recent videos, we've been talking about how you can't cross compare to others, how others are manifesting, how others are participating in community, in friendships, in family, in love relationships, how others are working or operating their lives, because you are using a very rare operating system. For lack of better terminology, your operating system is very rare, and you are working with this much higher level energy than most people are able to comprehend because they haven't updated their system yet, so to speak. You are carving pathways that others are going to follow. So I don't know who manifested all of this through. I guess someone's guides were extremely talkative in this reading. So I'm going to go ahead and be reshuffling because I want to know what else we can channel through all of this. I did get the sacral chakra card, be fully present in the moment. So there is a message coming through about when you have these moments of breakthrough, or when you have this sudden quantum shift in your energy, there can be the temptation to start trying to over quantify it or over explain it, or to put it in a box in some kind of way, to maybe even take that experience and then start forcing those old systems onto it. Like, okay, now I'm going to force myself, push myself to do X, Y, and Z, or I'm going to create this concrete timeline for this goal. It's like trying to almost like put things back into a 3D box. And for whoever this is for, I'm just getting this message from your guides to release that temptation, to allow yourself to celebrate the victories and the breakthroughs, but to stay in the flow by staying fully present with yourself in the moment, not trying to now force yourself into some new box or some new plan, but keep flowing, keep allowing yourself to stay fully and presently attuned to your inner guidance, which is always leading you perfectly into those next quantum leap moments when the time is right. I'm also hearing restlessness. So know that when you're in those in-between times, it's natural to feel restlessness when you're sitting in that elevator, especially because you know what you're capable of. You know you can shift very quickly. You can create and manifest very quickly. You're in this super fast elevator. Your human self can feel restlessness, just allowing yourself to sit, to rest, to recharge. And yet those feelings of rest and rejuvenation and recharge are equally powerful, if not more so, than those times when you are pulled passionately into some kind of inspired step forward. I'm almost getting like someone may take a nap or wake up from sleeping a really long time and then suddenly have some kind of breakthrough idea, almost like a divine activation occurred while you were asleep. And then you woke up almost like in this brand new reality with this breakthrough idea that took you to that next level. Now, again, for some of you, I might be speaking futuristically, so this might be something coming in for you. There are many people watching you who are not yet at the same level vibrationally, who are amazed by these quantum leap moments that they see in your life. It almost is that feeling of, where did this person come from? Or when did they come online? It's like you suddenly come online through these quantum leaps and you astonish many people who are operating at a lower level and see you almost just like magical. There's something very magical, very mysterious about you that tends to attract very polarizing reactions from others. So know that people are either going to be extremely triggered or extremely inspired by your energy at this time, because you are going to highlight to others parts of themselves that have been denied expression. And that's actually a beautiful thing, because it offers them an opportunity to give voice, to give expression to their own shadow aspects, to the parts of themselves that have gone unexpressed. But if someone is still living in fear or unwilling for whatever reason to express those unexpressed dreams or aspects of themselves, when they see you expressing your own multidimensional nature, expressing every aspect of yourself, this can be those moments that are highly triggering. But another powerful message coming through is, don't pay much attention to who is perhaps triggered by you, because someone could be triggered by you today in the moment, but tomorrow you could inspire them to finally follow a dream, or to heal some aspect of themselves, or to express their voice in a new way. Because many people who are at this moment feeling triggered by you are ultimately going to be deeply activated by the way your energy affects them over time. You do have this very, I call it a slow burn effect on others. So how people meet you or connect with you initially tends to be very different from how they feel about you over the course of time. Now, of course, my guides are letting me know this happens in love and romance for you as well. So you could have a slow burn energy in love, where someone meets you or connects with you, and initially they think that they feel a superficial attraction to you. But then over the course of time, your energy like worms its way through them, essentially, and they become very addicted to the effect that you have on them over the long term, and discover that they have a much deeper pull towards you than they recognized consciously in the beginning. You may even be a little bit aware that you have this effect on other people, because it might even become kind of humorous when you first meet someone or connect with them. It's almost like being part of an inside joke, where you know that even though they're treating you superficially, you're going to linger with them. You're going to have a slow burn effect on them, but they may not realize that in the moment until later on. This is just part of your psychic powers or psychic abilities, your ability to intuit how you are going to affect someone over the course of time, even if they don't realize yet how deeply you're going to impact them. You might realize when certain people or connections are going to be impactful for you, or you're going to be impactful for them, or it's going to be this mutual impact long before the person you're connecting with has that realization. You are very psychic, so the way that you move and operate and interact in this world is just going to feel very different for you than it feels for others. And I actually did a post on this on my Instagram as well. So if you're curious how your psychic abilities might be affecting specifically your ability to pick up potential alternate timelines with others, then you can check out one of my more recent Instagram posts. I believe it's my second most recent post, so not the one I just posted, but the one prior to that. And my Instagram is at Magnetize Yourself, if you aren't already following me there. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the Rumi Oracle. You guys know I always like to close with a Rumi card. This deck is just so beautiful. The messages in the guidebook are so beautiful. I'm so grateful for this deck. But while I'm shuffling, I want to let you know we are going to be extending this reading on Patreon. Of course, I said earlier, we're going to go deeper into any potential love or romantic connections that may be connected to your aura. So thinking about you, feeling things strongly about you. or about to reach out or interact with you in some way, but we'll also be channeling any other details or pieces of information that want to come through that extended reading video. So the link to join me there on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box underneath this video. But the final Rumi Oracle card that I've pulled is Celestial Rose of Ma. So I'm going to read from the guidebook here. The taste of bitterness becomes sweetness in love. The searching in the dark finds the light of faith revealed in love. Love transforms thistles into jasmine. Love layers heaven and gifts us with wings to soar into its mystery. Love transforms our every thought into a desire of the heart. O love, how divine is your luring. Beauty flows from your unseen face. Your very nature is radiant with joy. You manifest vibrant hues in every flower. Your touch dazzles all creation. Every particle is attracted toward you, longing to unite and dwell in you. Rumi. The guidebook also says, a spiritual gift is on its way to you. The celestial rose of the Divine Mother is a precious offering of sacred love to the soul. That love can lift you beyond what you have known, beyond self-imposed limits, by the uplifting fragrance of grace. You will feel moved by life, by its sacredness, in a way hitherto elusive to you. You will be open and surrendered in a way you have longed to be, but in a way you've never quite known how to go about. So that feels like a perfect place to close the reading. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Of course, if anything here resonates, I would love to hear from you in the comments. And I also invite you to subscribe, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. You can follow me on Instagram at @magnetizeyourself. And if you do want to continue on now with me to the extended version of this reading, the link to do so is underneath this video in the pinned comment and description box. Otherwise, I am sending you all so much love. Have a beautiful day, and I will connect with you here again in the next reading.